Tonight on DC News Now, a car careens into a home. More than a dozen people displaced in Maryland. How an SUV ended up barreling into the front porch in Montgomery County. Not loving it. A fireworks explosion at a Northern Virginia McDonald's. 2 officers hurt after responding to violence overnight. How young people are reportedly involved. Stadium safety. Which local school districts are huddling together to sack violence from unfolding? The changes coming to high school football games.
And we've had a dreary start to the weekend, but will it continue or will we see the return of some sunshine? I'll talk about that coming up in the full forecast.
Plus fall savings from the pumpkin patch to fighting ghoulish bad actors trying to trick you from seasonal treats. Keep your eyes on the money. We're stretching your dollar.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good Saturday evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 6 o'clock. I'm Ben Dennis. All new tonight, more than a dozen people are without a home in Montgomery County after a car crash sent an SUV into the front porch of a house. Police say they were called to the Franklin Knowles neighborhood near Eastern Middle School. This is off of University Boulevard. Initial reports were for 2 vehicles crashing into each other near East Indian Spring Drive. As a result, an SUV ended up crashing into this home as well. Thankfully, no injuries were reported, but 10 adults and 3 children are now without a home because of that damage. Well, there's been more juvenile violence at another Northern Virginia McDonald's, this time in Vienna. Police say it also involved fireworks. DC News Now's Dave Laval joins us from the restaurant. And Dave, are any serious injuries reported here?
No serious injuries, Ben, but Vienna police tell us 2 of its officers suffered minor wounds when someone fired fireworks at them. And that's not the only damage caused by the explosives. Take a look for yourself. A gaping hole remains in the ceiling of the men's room after someone set off fireworks in there. All of this is said to have started shortly after 9 o'clock Friday night. Employees told us another large group of students, mostly from nearby Madison High School, crowded into McDonald's, got unruly as a fight broke out there. Police said they responded, and that's when someone launched the fireworks at the officers. Fairfax County Police and Virginia State Police assisted Vienna and used pepper balls on people who refused to leave. Police reported no injuries. Vienna detectives are working to identify the people involved. Employees told us these disturbances have been ongoing for about a year, and they're bracing for possibly another unruly night. We're told it's homecoming at the school, and the concern is more students will make their way to the restaurant after that event wraps up for the night. McDonald's has not responded to our request as to what it may do to reduce further problems in the future. We're live in Vienna, Virginia. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
All right, Dave. Thankfully, those officers are going to be okay. Time is 6:03. Meteorologist Scott Sumner standing by, manning the controls. And hey, you're tracking that rain that we've been seeing throughout.
Yeah, as I talked about at the top of the newscast here in the weather tease, it has been a gloomy and gray day out there for the most part. And as we take a little radar tour, you can see not much going on around the Beltway at this particular moment in time. There has been some drizzle, some mist, light shower activity, a little more steadier precipitation further to the south in southern Maryland here, wherever you see yellow or orange or even some red. That means some definitely heavier rain bands moving through just north of Lexington Park and south and east of Highway 301 at this point in time, up towards Mechanicsville and Lusby. And then up towards the mountains, we're also seeing some bands of rain here. Again, not too bad. There was a little steadier shower here just south of Paw Paw. But as we widen out the view, the big chunk of real estate right in through here, in between the showers out towards the mountains and west of I-81 and the showers in southern Maryland, that isn't seeing much activity, although that could change over the next couple of hours as our future radar picks up on one band here down towards Charlottesville that would develop and move up towards Orange and Madison counties here over the next 2 hours. Other than that, all of this activity will continue to pull away from the region, and thereby the showers will come to an end around midnight, and we could have some overnight fog in place. I'll talk about tomorrow's weather coming up in just a few minutes. Ben?
Thanks, Scott. All new tonight, a tragic story. A 69-year-old woman was killed in a house fire in Allegheny County, Maryland yesterday. Officials say the woman was trapped inside of the 2-story house on Pronty Road. Yeah, the woman's body was found after dozens of first responders battled the blaze for an hour. Her identity has not been released, and officials say she was living there. Responders also say that one firefighter was hurt, though with minor injuries from those flames. What caused this is still under investigation, but crews say they noted no smoke alarms were found inside of the home. Happening this weekend, there's a crime crackdown. It's in Prince George's County in the district. Police say that they are trying to make neighborhoods safer for everybody. Our Yamarisa Say reports that while officers are hitting crime hotspots, their goals aren't solely focused on making arrests.
Here in Greenbelt, they had cops versus kids basketball and dodgeball game. It was a lot of fun. Right now, they're wrapping up food to pass out to the community, but this is just one of several events for Operation Blue Lights Nights. The goal is to increase police presence, connect with residents, and have fun with the community. From cleaning up the community to kids playing basketball against local police, Operation Blue Lights Nights is in full effect throughout Prince George's County and D.C.
I love for the police officers to play with the kids.
We know that not only we are trying to make it a safer place and a better place, but they are also doing their jobs as well to protect us and make it a safer place too.
Police officers out in the community lending a helping hand. In Northeast D.C., MPD spending time cleaning up a neighborhood.
Trash is a major concern. We want to improve the identity in this community.
It's a lot of trash, and it felt good to just come out here and kind of make things look a little nicer for everybody.
And Greenbelt police officers bringing back their annual basketball and dodgeball game with the kids.
We work hand in hand with the schools. We work hand in hand with our friends here at the rec center, and we maintain a great relationship, so it makes it a little bit easier.
Every year we win, but we try to have fun. That's all that matters.
Operation Blue Light Nights is a chance for police to hear from residents, make their presence known through increasing patrols, and also have fun.
So when we're out in the community and they see us, they can go, hey, we played against you in basketball. But that also translates to them coming up to us, telling us about things that may be going on to keep them safe.
And most importantly, build trust.
I think it's a slow process, but I think it can.
This is a great start.
I want them to keep doing this because it's fun for the community to come out and play with everybody.
Well, Operation Blue Lights Nights will continue tomorrow. To find an event near you can definitely visit our website, dcnewsnow.com. For now, reporting in Greenbelt, Maryland, I'm Yamarisa Say, DC News Now.
All right, thanks to Yamari. Developing right now, President Donald Trump says that he is expanding his deployment of National Guard troops, saying he's going to send the Guard into Portland, Oregon. Mr. Trump says that he is, quote, authorizing full force if necessary, and that's to handle what he's calling domestic terrorists. Trump made the announcement on social media saying that the decision is necessary to protect U.S. immigration and customs enforcement locations, which he alleges is under attack by far-left anti-fascist activists known as Antifa. This announcement comes after the president said he would deploy the Guard to other cities. And more people are calling for National Guard troops deployed on D.C. streets to go home to their home states. Activists with the Free D.C. group, as well as residents from those troops' home states, are speaking out. The Army tells us there are still over 1,300 troops from where? Mississippi, Louisiana, Ohio, South Carolina, South Dakota, Georgia, Tennessee, and West Virginia. Around 960 troops are members of the D.C. Guard. Protesters are urging governors to call them back home, saying it's a waste of money for them to be in D.C. Free D.C. advocates go a step further, alleging the National Guard poses a safety risk.
Deploying the Guard is an attempt to intimidate us so that they normalize the presence of the military so that they can prevent a transfer of power.
As a former Guard member myself, I would be devastated to know that I'm being pulled away from my family and my life to work as a political pawn in this unjust occupation.
The Guard has been in D.C. since August 11th. Some people also reporting that they appreciate their presence here. The Joint Task Force with the Army says most of the Guard's current mission is to beautify and clean up D.C., saying they've completed 100 projects, including clearing trash, pruning trees, and packaging over 6,000 pounds of food. On the move, commuters, a heads up this weekend and next. There's some metro stations to tell you about that are closed. It's for maintenance work and will impact certain locations on the blue, orange, and silver lines. WMATA says a stretch of the blue line from Foggy Bottom to Crystal City will be closed, but there will be free shuttle buses available. You can take the yellow line from the Pentagon Station to Crystal City. Crews will also be working on the orange and silver lines with shuttle buses from Foggy Bottom and Courthouse Station. And some riders say jumping on those buses defeats the purpose of why they're taking trains in the first place.
It's a little bit of a hassle, especially for people like me who prefer to take the metro because I don't want to sit in traffic.
These station closures will also impact trains next weekend, and WMATA is urging folks to plan ahead. Well, there could be a hiccup for DC's music history. The brand new Go-Go Museum that opened earlier this year is facing funding concerns. As we first told you last night, our Marielle Carbone reports with those museum operators how they're hoping for a change in tune to keep the records playing.
And the museum opened to the public back in February, but now about 7 months later, the costs are adding up. It's why the founder is now calling on the community to help keep this uniquely DC museum up and running. Inside this museum in Anacostia,
it's like uplifting to see their spirits.
A sound unique to DC rings loudly. Go-go music.
It's been a good thing and a bad thing. What is the good thing? Countless busloads of children, seniors, and tourists have come here. Unfortunately, we have to man and staff that.
Ron Moten is the founder of the Go-Go Museum and Cafe, a project 5 years in the making. It officially opened in February with the help of funding from D.C. government.
Well, some people say, well, you got money. Yeah, we did, and we came $5 million under what they said it was going to cost.
Now, 7 months later, costs are adding up.
Since our Pepco bill went up from $800 to $1,400.
Moten is calling on the community to help raise $500,000 for operating costs, which will keep it open 5 days a week, staff, secure, and maintain the museum.
And sometimes people get used to you doing something with nothing. While we've been doing it on a skeleton budget, we can't continue to do it like that.
Entrance is free for D.C. residents, a decision Moten won't change.
But D.C. government helped fund a lot of this museum, so therefore we're not going to charge D.C. residents.
But he says the museum does make money other ways: merchandise, tour groups, and corporate rentals.
So there are more ways to support us than just giving money.
The museum is taking donations online and taking support in person through every visitor who walks in the door.
Well, you have over 100 African-American businesses in one quarter. If this fails, it will never happen again in the District of Columbia.
And Moten says the museum has already raised about $70,000 towards its goal, but the official fundraising campaign that kicks off on October 4th with an event here at the museum. Reporting in Southeast, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
Recognize that one? Almost assuredly. The Kennedy Center is alive with the sound of music. The stage performance debuted 65 years ago, becoming a classic story of love, resilience, and the power of music. Guests got a special treat at last night's performance. The actress who played Gretel in the movie, Kim Carruth, was there. She answered questions about the Von Trapp family singers and reminisced about playing that character.
I think there's something for everyone. I think it appeals on so many levels. Musically, it's a masterpiece. Our particular movie was a masterpiece of cinematic excellence.
The Kennedy Center hosts The Sound of Music through October the 5th. All right, getting ready for the fall feels. You ready for it? I am. We're stretching your dollar as you shop for Halloween decorations so you're not tricked by a fake holiday pop-up. And with the season on our doorstep, how you can celebrate and where? Several different pumpkin patches, including on Pumpkin Hill. I'll tell you where. Time now 6:13, a live look across the district. You're watching DC News Now. Scott Sumner's coming back with the full forecast.